Today I am so incredibly excited to share with you the review for my Ralph Lauren Ricky, which has quite possibly become one of my favorite bags, but shh, don't tell my Birkin. But before we dive into all that, hey guys, my name's Caleb. I post luxury and lifestyle related content every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So if that's something you're into, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Consider joining our membership. We have an awesome engaged community, extra perks, access, meetups, you name it. And what are we talking about today? We are looking at the Ralph Lauren Soft Ricky 33. So the Ricky bag has been around for about 20 years now in two different iterations. You've got the classic Ricky and you have the soft Ricky. Now the Ricky originally gets its name from Ricky Lauren, Ralph Lauren's very fabulous wife, and her love for kind of a masculine aesthetic mixed in with outdoor sports. Now the Ricky bag gets a lot of its style cues from the Cooper bag, which was like, I think, a late 1800s English writing bag. I mean, sounds fabulous. I'm not sure that I've ever seen the original bag, but according to the romance language at ralphlauren.com, this is where it gets its start. Who am I to question that, right? Now, the production of the Ricky bag is almost as storied as the bag itself. The handbags are all produced by a single artisan in Italy, and the classic Ricky takes 50 pieces of leather, all hand sewn. I think it's about like 2 or 3 layers deep of leather. It takes about 12 hours to create the classic Ricky, whereas the soft Ricky takes only 8 hours to produce. When it comes to the classic Ricky, you're going to see a lot more hardware on the bag. First of all, the lock, as opposed to my soft Ricky here, is going to be full hardware, not just leather-covered hardware. You're also going to see metal eyelets around where the straps come through the front and the back, and just overall, it's going to add to the weight of the bag. Whereas the soft Ricky features nice, smooth Napa leather. It's a little bit more, it's a lot lighter. I'm not gonna lie. Like, whereas my Birkin, after a long day of shopping, can get really heavy, my Ricky, it feels like I'm not really carrying anything. We took it grocery shopping the other day. It's been to Target. It's been all over. I've literally carried this thing 3 weeks out of the year so far. I know, granted, it's only the 21st of January, but still, that's 3 weeks. And for handbag lovers, come on, you get it. 3 weeks is a long time to be in one handbag. That is how much I love this bag. Now, when it comes to materials, the exterior is going to be made out of a nice, rich Napa leather, whereas the interior is going to be a bonded composite calfskin, which is kind of a bummer, especially when you consider the price point. How much does a Ricky cost, you ask? Love that about you. Please stay curious, never change. Full price, this bag can go for $3,600 for the Ralph Lauren Ricky Soft 33. Now, when it first debuted, my bag's actually from 2014, so it's about a year or two in for the Soft Ricky collection. It was only $2,600, so it's gone up over $1,000 in the last decade, which, I mean, comparing apples to apples, Chanel and Hermès and Louis Vuitton, looking at you, your price increases are a little insane, not gonna lie. This one, though, sadly does not hold its value. Now, on the pre-owned market, which is 100% how I recommend you buy your Ricky, you can find the soft Ricky anywhere from, I'd say on average, about like $1,500 down to about $400 if you find like a rough one, or maybe someone who's selling it on eBay doesn't quite realize what they have. You can find really good deals if you just search, or you can find the exotic version, the alligator version, which retails brand new for $26,000. Pause for dramatic effect. Yes, $26,000. You can find on the pre-owned market, I think I found like 2 or 3 pop up over at the Real for only like $3,000-$4,000, which is absolutely insane. The ostrich ones, which I think, if I remember right, were almost 20K, not quite. Those can sell for about $1,000 if you're lucky. So keep your eye on the pre-owned market. You're going to find amazing deals, but be patient. This bag itself took me at least 2 or 3 months to find. Now, when it comes to sizing, which Ricky is right for you? For me, I love the 33 centimeter. It also used to come in a 40, but that had kind of like higher straps, shorter body, and overall, I don't know, the proportions. I like the 33 because it kind of stays true to its overall equestrian chic vibe. It's giving Birkin without giving Birkin, if you know what I mean. And we're going to compare the two because a lot of you asked for a comparison between the Birkin and the Ricky, and I can see why. They're very similar. Like I was saying, there's 3 different sizes: 33, 27, and 18. Now the 18 is super cute. It comes with like a little top handle. It can also go crossbody. Now the Ricky itself can also be worn on the shoulder. However, I don't recommend doing that. I'll show you a little bit more about that here in a little bit when we check and see what fits inside. But overall, it's a very chic bag. Now, with the exterior, you do have these 2 straps to contend with, and after playing with it for a week or two, I kind of got used to just like doing them and undoing them because I like carrying it in the closed style, but I also like the open style because it gives big Birkin energy. The lock itself, it is a true lock. You'll have the keys here in the key pouch, which come with the bag. Now, the strap itself, material-wise, I don't know if it's on par with the price point, but I mean, it's still nice to have a strap inside the bag, so that way if you're grocery shopping, you can carry everything in, just throw the bag on your shoulder for a moment. But I wouldn't carry it by the strap full time. And I think whoever had mine before me might have carried the strap quite a bit, because you can see there's a little distortion up in this area of the bag. Which, I mean, unless you know what you're looking for, it's not really noticeable. And like, who's gonna like run up, look at the back of my Ricky and judge me? If you do, that's on you. Save space. But I don't know. I just love this bag, you guys. Like I said, it's light, it's beautiful, well made. And let me show you what fits inside. All right, so let's get into this thing. So all you have to do is undo these belts, which can be, this is the finickiest part. But once you undo the buckle, you just pull it straight out the back of the bag. Super easy. And then I struggle. And then you just push down on the lock, and then boom, you're in. So once you're inside the Ricky, it's pretty simple on the inside. You just have that beautiful purple leather lining. You have this patch pocket that just says Ralph Lauren made in Italy. And the inside, it's pretty simple, not much to it. All right, now that we're inside, let's see what fits. So up first we have our Posh Toilette 15. This just has all of my daily essentials in it. We'll stick that back in the back. Next up is my Longchamp Brioche. This houses my Bang & Olufsen headphones. And my big takeaway, don't push anything too far up to the sides because then you kind of mess with the gussets. Next up, let's throw our sunglasses in. And then most importantly, my Louis Vuitton Brazza wallet. Stick that right in the middle. Next up, we have our Coach pill case with some Advil, Tylenol, and Tums. I'm 35. 6 key holder, car key, and most importantly, some gum. So as you can see, it all fits in there pretty darn good, not gonna lie. And there's probably enough space you could slide an iPad down back in the back. Now, a lot of people did ask me, they were like, Caleb, is this a good work bag? Is this a good everyday bag? I would say this is a good everyday bag, not necessarily a work bag. I don't really think you could fit a lot in there for work as far as like a laptop or files goes, but overall it's a fantastic bag. You could carry it casually in this open style, much like people do with their Birkins. I just like to tuck my straps back in here and back in the back to give it a cleaner look. And if you wanted to go one step further, you could attach the strap. So here's the strap I was telling you about. It is adjustable and I have mine on the longest length, but overall, like the hardware pieces, it doesn't feel $3,600 to me, I will say that. So to attach, you just have these D-rings hidden behind the handles, which I've quite literally never done. Yeah, that's a pain. And then we'll do it back here in the back. Oh my gosh, this is frustrating. Who would want to do this? Okay. And there it is. Overall, oh, that looks sloppy. I don't like that at all. I don't like that one bit. So I don't use the strap, but there you go. So as you can see, quite a bit will fit in here, which is phenomenal. I mean, hello, it's a handbag. It's going to fit what you need, right? But dimension-wise, what are the actual dimensions? Love that about you. Again, stay curious, never change. So dimension-wise, we are looking at 10 inches in height, 12 inches in length, 7 inches in depth, and then the handle drop is about 5.5 inches, which is enough to, I mean, for me, I can kind of crook arm it if I need to like look at something in a store, but overall, it's a beautiful size. It's very comfortable, very well made. I love this bag. This bag is so phenomenal. However, there are a couple of cons in my book, which drive me a little crazy, not gonna lie. However, my biggest pet peeve is the stitching. Now, these are all hand-stitched, handmade, beautiful, love that, good for you, Ralph Lauren, keep it up. But for the original set of the soft Rickies, you'll notice that we lack stitching around the flap here and down like, I don't know, sangle, belt, for lack of a better word. So for me, that's kind of giving like glued down energy. Like, is it gonna stand the test of time? Like my Birkin's gonna be here long after I'm gone. Is this bag though? Also the composite lining, the bonded lining, however you wanna call it, it's fake leather. It's just glued up scraps. It's gorgeous, do not get me wrong, and that was part of one of my key things for finding the Ricky and why it took me so long is like I had to have the leather lining. I wanted to feel as much as like my Birkin as it could, and then it wasn't until after I purchased it, got on the Wayback Machine, found the original listing on ralphlauren.com and found out it was bonded leather. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. That's just one of my biggest gripes. I think for $3,600, you could have thrown in some nice goat skin for the interior. Now, later iterations of the soft Ricky, though, do feature the extra stitching that I complained about, so maybe they found some wear issues, but if that's something that's gonna bother you, make sure to really check the listing when you're looking at your soft Ricky. So I asked over on my Instagram and on my Discord, I was like, hey guys, what questions do you have for the Ralph Lauren Ricky? When you're searching here on YouTube, there might be like 4 or 5 videos and half of them are actually from Ralph Lauren themselves, and there's not a lot of info over on the purse forum, so I was like, what questions do you have? Because I know when I was searching for Ralph Lauren Ricky information, it's not readily available, and it kind of drove me nuts. And a lot of you This was like a resounding question. I think like at least 6 or 7 people asked, like, can you compare it to a Birkin? Like, Ralph Lauren Ricky meets the Birkin? Yes, yes, I can. I can do that for you. Call me Dreammaker. I will answer. Up front, like they're very similar, but they're also very different. This one is definitely giving more English vibes, equestrian chic, kind of like country house in Connecticut energy. And this one, it's very polished. It's very chic. It's the Birkin after all. Hello. Both are very similar though, in just how they're constructed. So you'll have the 2 top handles, leather lined, and then you'll have kind of this arched flap over the top, which will close the bag. This one is much harder to get in and out of than the Birkin. Now the Birkin I don't think I could do standing up. This one I probably could, but to actually close the Birkin, get in and out, okay, I changed my answer. This one's much harder to get out of just because you have to fit the flap around the handles, whereas this one you can tell the opening around the handles is just a little bit more gracious. You can definitely get into that a little bit quicker. Now, aside from the 2 straps, the top handle, and the overall shape, they have very different characteristics. Like I said, this is a little bit more country weekend, whereas this is a little bit more upscale, a little bit more Birkin, if you will. Overall in size, they're very similar. You've got the 33 centimeter here compared to my Birkin 35, and dimension-wise, they're really not that different. I will say construction-wise, I mean, this is gonna beat it hands down each and every time. The leather on this, the box cap is fabulous. The Napa leather, it's nice, but I don't know if it's 3600 nice. I said what I said, save space. Like I said, very similar, but they also have totally different personalities. So long story short, should you get the Ralph Lauren Ricky? Absolutely, but let me buy a couple more first. I love this bag, guys. I hope this review you found helpful. If you have questions for me, let me know down in the comments. And until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.